Okay, everybody, we're going to get started here in just a second. If you cannot hear me, actually, let me switch up the thing there. There we go. Hello, how is everybody doing today? Today we're going to be doing rhythm practice 3, so if you see me talking and you can't hear the audio, please let me know, because I know the streaming stuff can be a little iffy, but that's okay. So it's Tim from LessonsOnTheWeb.com, and like I said, we're here for a rhythm practice today. So we're talking about a lot of the things that we talked about last time when we had the stream yesterday, and we were talking about quarter notes, half notes, whole notes, dotted half notes, really simple things like that, and some ties. So we're just going to go over some of these. We're going to do a real quick, easy, at least I think it's easy, especially if you attended yesterday, easy rhythm. So here we're going to go over, let me move the playback line. We're going to write out the beats. So, and then we're going to clap the rhythm. So here we have beat 1, and then what beats is the half note going to take up? Well, it's going to take up beats 2 and 3, and then you have the last beat on beat 4. So how are we going to count this? Well, I don't have the piano with me today, but I'll count it and clap it. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice how I held over the half note between 2 and 3. So here we go. Let me start anew. Let me check if there's any questions first. Okay, none so far. So it looks like somebody else has joined us. Hello and good morning. Today we are doing some rhythm practice. Okay, let's see. Looks good. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to write the type of beat, or the type of note that has 3 beats. What kind of note would that be? I'll let you think about it. That would be a dotted half note, correct? So here we go. Oops. Wrong pen. Here we go. There we go. Nice dotted half note. Now, question is, how many beats do we have remaining in this measure to equal 4/4, which is our time signature? Well, we just need 1, right? So we can do a quarter note, and you can even do like 2/8 notes or something like that. Whatever fills in 1 beat there. Let me do this though. I'm going to draw that back. Then I'm going to do this. There we go. Now we have 2 measures to work with, so there's one more thing I'm going to do. There we go. So now we have a tie. So let's mark out the beats. We have beats 1, 2, and 3 here. The dotted half note, like I said, it gets 3 beats. And then you have beat 4 right here. Beat 5. No, beat 1, because we are in a new measure now. So beat 1. And then this one is beats 2, 3, and 4. But we have a tie in here, so we have to tie together beats 4 to beat 1. So when we count this one, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So keep in mind, even though I had 2 quarter notes between 4 and 1, beat 4 of the one measure, beat 1 of the next measure, I only clapped once because that's really like kind of putting a half note in there since you're tying the 2 note values together. So I just wonder if there's any questions so far. Let me check it out. None so far. All right, wonderful. Now we're going to talk about, actually a little bit about rest, and then we're going to move on. Now, what do we have? Well, we have a, what is that squiggly line? That is a quarter note. Actually, not a quarter note, a quarter rest. And a quarter rest, you will rest for 1 beat instead of playing for 1 beat, but you still have to account for that beat right here. And then beats 2 and 3 are taken up by these quarter notes, and then beat 4. So here we go. 1, I'm not going to clap. And then 2, 3, I'm going to clap, and 4 not. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I want to say when you count, you want to count evenly. So you want to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. What you don't want to do is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see how uneven that was? So no matter what speed or tempo you decide to go, just make sure you are doing it nice and even. Okay, time for the next one. We're going to do eighth notes today. So let me draw those out. Okay, interesting. There we go. So now we have eighth notes. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. So we still have 4 beats. And then remember that there's 2 eighth notes for a quarter note. So we still have 4 beats there. But now we have to account for the other half of the beat. So we do this with the term, that little plus sign, that's and. So now we have, instead of, this is what it would be if quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is it with eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now you notice that I clapped twice as many as I did before with just the quarter notes. So let me just check, make sure, see if anybody has any questions. Okay, looks good. Okay, now we're going to do this measure. So the first question about this measure is, do we have the correct amount of beats? So I'm going to let you think about it for a second. Remember that the beats have to add up to 4. So we got beat 1, and then this is going to be 1 and, right? Because we have eighth notes, so 1 and. Then you have beat 2, you have 3 and 4. So it's going to go 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So again, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Just like that. Okay, let's try another one. We're going to try maybe 2 more and then move on. Let's see. Okay, so the first question is, do we have the correct amount of beats for this measure? Remember that we have to have 4 beats. So here we go. You got beats 1 and 2 here, right? And then beat 3. Keep in mind that this is tied, so you really have almost a dotted half note right there. And then you have 4 and. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and. Just notice how I held over that half note to the quarter note, and then we did the 4 and. Okay, one more example. Okay, now what do we have? Well, we have a quarter note, then 2 eighth notes for beat 2, and then what is that? Do we have the correct amount of beats per measure? Well, the answer is yes, of course, because we have a half rest there. That's worth the last 2 beats of the measure. So let's chart them out. You got 1, 2, and 3, 4. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. Notice how I didn't count for beats 3 and 4, obviously. Let me check back to the chat. All right, everything looks like it's going great. So if you have any questions, please let me know. If not, I think I'm going to end it here today. There may be a stream later on, but I just kind of wanted to have one today, just so we have this little practice each day. If you are interested in more practice and learning way more about piano, head over to my website, LessonsOnTheWeb.com, where you can check out all my stuff. So I have a bunch of free stuff, but I also have some great premium stuff, but it's up to you if you want to check it out. I won't force you to, of course. And then subscribe for more updates about these live streams. I'm going to have a live stream every so often in the morning. I'll have a better schedule for you soon. and sometimes in the evening as well, just to get every practice for everybody. And feel free to join in or invite your friends. So this has been Tim from Lessons on the Web. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you for the next lesson. Thank you.